Let's go over downloading and reviewing your completed GruntWorx files. Back here in the GruntWorx dashboard, let's scroll down and find my demo client here, Mr. Bernard. Click on him. Looks a little different than it did before when we had the open drag and drop perforated window to upload documentation to. We've got a couple files in here now. We have a point sheet, XLS spreadsheet, that's our populate product, and a bookmarked PDF, that's our organization product. We'll go over each of these, but let's take a look at our PDF first. And this is our organization product that comes standard with GruntWorx every time you submit documentation. Our client information, the date created, pages, and the submission number 1. We'll talk about that in a bit. And over here on the left, everything is listed, labeled, and bookmarked in the order of the 1040, no matter what order you sent those PDFs into us to begin with. Wages listed, W-2, INTs, listed by the payer name. Easy to navigate that way. Consolidated 1099s. We've got a Merrill Lynch statement and a Morgan Stanley to show off our trades product. 1099R under retirement, SSAs. Partnership income shows two 1065 K1s. 1099G, the marketplace. Deductions with 1098s are started. Organizers. If you have an organizer in your office that you send to your clientele and send that our way, we'll list essentially the number of pages underneath the organizer that you get back. And finally, what you'll see at the bottom, if it doesn't fit the mold of the 1040, under the organizer, you'll see things like supporting documents, leftover things, bank statements, invoices, receipts, letters. Back are blank pages. Legal speak, this page was intentionally left blank, or smudgy pages like that. And then poor quality or handwritten notes if your client wrote out their contributions or their tithes or something like that. Still easily accessible, but tucked away at the bottom for sure. But this is a phenomenal tool for saving you the steps and time of flipping and fumbling through paperwork, merging files to fit. You get a uniform look for your client's source image records every time. Now back to our point sheet, our Excel spreadsheet that shows our populate information that's going to flow into Axcess. And here for Mr. Katz, looks like an Excel spreadsheet. Take a look at these tabs at the bottom: W-2, INT, DIV, Consolidated 1099. Everything you just saw on that organization product, the fields of those forms are listed here, and they are going to populate and import into Axcess after we hit this gray button, almost like a green light button. It's the go button here. We house that always on our diagnostics tab, which houses our client information. And here you might see occasionally professional review required. This is where one of our GruntWorx staffers for the premium product has seen something they want you to be aware of. Here we see professional review required, potential duplicated documents detected, verify match prior to population. It's a 1099R. You see that's page 58. If we click that blue hyperlink, it'll take us right to the organization product to see that page. But let's scroll down to the 1099R. Look here, those 5 1099Rs that we saw. But over here, there's an X above this column K. There's an X there because this Morgan Stanley matches that Morgan Stanley completely the same. We don't want to duplicate anything. Our staffers are watching for that. Prior year documentation submitted by accident, accounts with missing social security numbers, or perhaps with a different name. We're watching for these things for you. So you can leave that X on there to not duplicate your client's return in Axcess, or you can take that X off with just a simple backspace if it were to be a mistaken duplicated document. Perhaps it wasn't duplicate. I'm going to leave that on for demo purposes, of course. But let's go back to the diagnostics and we'll click through these tabs here. W-2 information listed, looks beautiful, wonderful. That's going to flow into Axcess. Notice these gray columns. This is prior year performance information that was pulled forward with that DAT file. They always have X's above them. They will not import incorrectly into your software. Only the new columns of information will flow, but it's a uniform look that you can see. And it's a wonderful tool that we use with our GruntWorx agent and Axcess in our integration together. INTs, DIVs, just moving through, consolidated 1099. Our trade summary product, showing the Merrill Lynch and the Morgan Stanley and the descriptions of short-term and long-term covered, sales price and cost basis. No wash loss is given for this one, not applicable here, but it would be if those figures were on the brokerage statements. And just in case you wanted to see an example of the details for a Merrill Lynch statements, line by line transactions listed, it would upload into the 8949, a different output depending on which product details or summary that you choose at upload. We saw the SSA 1099, miscellaneous 1065 K1s, 1041 K1. Now notice here, we do not have any information of a new 1041 K1. We have some prior year columns, but nothing new. Could it be that an estate was closed? It could be all kinds of things, but this is a wonderful tool using the point sheet of GruntWorx to reach out to your client and say, did you send me everything? Do I know this is coming down the road come March or April? Yes, so we can be prepared. There will be more documentation to come. You can always resubmit to GruntWorx. 1099G, none of these have any current year. 1098, there we are in the marketplace statement there. And over here, when you come back in to your client in the dashboard, click this gear icon on the right, download all completed. These are your files to keep. Make sure you house them wherever you keep your digital file cabinet, because we want you to have those files and keep them for your image records like we said. In our next video, we'll go over how to import the GruntWorx completed files into your Axcess tax software.